here, and for this session we are reviewing a Gold Ana. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, all that good stuff. So we have our Gold Ana, and let's see what we're doing. Got Reinhardt Zarya tank line, so lots that we can heal there. And your support partner is a Mercy. That works out just great. Starting here, okay. Why is the game broken, Game Buster? Weird. Oh. So you don't want to re-peek that after you take damage. Like that's something that we're not going to do here. So here we are.
I'd be watching your back.
That is weird. You take damage, which is fine. Okay, good. Don't repeat. Yeah, that is weird.
Get healed. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
You can reload. You should reload. You're down to 4 shots, and this is still pre-heal territory. No one on your team is taking real damage. You want to make sure that you have more clip left when the fight actually starts. So let's go ahead and do that.
Name.
That's interesting. So you hit the sleep, which I'm great with. You hit the sleep. You've got 10 shots. Plenty you can do here. You can zoom in. You can look for your heals there. I don't particularly like what it looks like you're choosing to do instead, which is you are choosing to give this up. Probably not, Game Buster. I probably need to take a little bit of a break and get some other stuff done after this one. Sorry. Happy to tomorrow morning, though. Probably a little earlier than my usual start time, or my recent usual start time. Okay, so you went for the nade. You did go for the follow-up here. That's fine. I would like you to now pivot down. Good. Heal up your Rein. That was definitely a full health shot into your Rein. Take your offensive shot. No, you decide to reload instead. Offensive nade? We're going to call that an offensive nade. You were just like begging for danger here. So I get what you're thinking. Hey, I'd like to hit a sleep. That would be really cool. But you see how much more you opened to this angle? You're over here relatively safe, and you opened this angle not like here, which is the minimum distance you had to sleep, but instead all the way out here. And that exposes you more. It gives both of these snipers, who while not looking at you or looking in your general direction, more time to actually hit you with shots before you can get back to cover. You see how you are the middle of the lane? We don't want to do that. We want to play much tighter to the edge, and even if we want to sleep, boom, sleep, and we close the angle again. That's how we're thinking about this stuff. No, you don't want to, you A, don't want to just be jumping up and down in front of snipers. B, you don't want to open this sight line again. Like, okay, if you're going to rotate here, I'll live with it. And yes, you should do it while your Reinhardt is here. But I see very little reason yet for you to open this. You're over here, fine. This will ultimately be a little better. Good, that's exactly what you want. But you know that the snipers are going to rotate forward. So you have to set yourself up for cover against them. That probably means playing right here. You probably need to rotate to here right now because those snipers will push forward. And are you going to be aware of that? That was a low probability sleep, and sure enough, those snipers are here. So you're going to have to be more aware, in general, we're seeing, of where you're positioning because you're in the open a lot. So, let's take one more look here. You're here. And the Widow gets you, or the Hanzo gets you from here. Unfortunate. This probably was the best place for you to be, but it's not perfection. I mean, you could have been back the extra step because, you know, yes, this is one of the places that they're going to transition to, and yes, they did pick eyes, but roughly enough the right idea that you were slow to get there.
Thank you, Angela. You're powered up. Get in there.
This is not your time.
Thank you, Angela.
Do you think this fight is lost or not? Because if you think this fight is lost, you should run to cards, and you shouldn't nano. Or you could try to leave, but you're not really going to get out. If you don't think this fight is lost, you should play right here because this is still your best protection against where the snipers are playing from, and you know that. So I don't like this, like the level of disrespect that you are giving these snipers by walking across here, but you don't think the fight is lost because you're nanoing. So this is a weird combination. You have to respect sightlines better than this.
You're powered up. Get in there.
No. Why are you re-peeking? You were just here. You can't re-peek this. Your Reinhardt's nanoed has 50% damage reduction. There's more healing you could be doing on your Junkrat. You absolutely cannot re-peek this. If you were going to peek into this fight again, it would potentially be through here, where you go, hey, can I heal my Rein from here? What do you know? I can heal my Rein from here. You cannot re-peek a sight line that's already being held by a sniper.
Let's get to that outline.
Better.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
Get back in the fight.
Better.
Shooting sleep.
Good. Walk away. Walk away. I don't really like spending that nade because that Reinhardt was so clearly doomed. Now, the nade ends up being okay because your team got grabbed and maybe you want the extra healing. It's still not a great nade because you'd have preferred to nade actually after they'd actually taken a little damage in the graph. But you didn't need to nade, like, you had your whole team around that Reinhardt. That Reinhardt was not going to be saved, and you knew that. So it didn't really make sense to spend your self-heal, your best cooldown, your self-heal, your nade, your protection, your offensive ability on something that was already going to go down. It's sort of like now it's on cooldown for 10 seconds for no reason. Right, and it would have been better here while your team was in the grav to protect them. You see that?
I'm ahead of the minute.
Okay.
I have your back.
You're kind of in the open again. Like, this isn't as good as chilling here. You're perfectly fine chilling here. You don't need to be doing all this, like, I'm wandering out here stuff. No, it's perfectly fine to be here. Doesn't matter that this is taking up part of your screen. You can see what you need to, and a single step gives you cover. That's what we're looking for.
No one can hide from my sight.
My ultimate is ready.
Let me get you patched up.
Okay. Keep the cart between you and the other sight line. Why are you walking forward? I don't like how much you're walking forward without knowing what's over here. Like, there's no even check of what's over here. When you had the cart between you and there, that was better. And you're like going, I'm going to get close to this Rein fight. Why would you get close to this Rein fight? There's no good reason for that. Good Ned. Yeah, we could have invested our sleep a little earlier, but that's okay. Are you trying to get out, or what are you doing? You're not going to get out. Oh, they donated chatter. That was very nice of them.
Seconds.
Heroes never die.
Die feed.
What?
The name's McCree. I have found the enemy. Come and face me.
Who's this nade for? Was this nade meant to hit your Reinhardt that was at half health and not brawling? Was this nade meant to slip past and hit the opposing Reinhardt that was in a bubble and nanoed? Well, just in a bubble at that time. Was it meant to get your Zarya and their Reinhardt? Like, this nade is weird to me. If the nade was for your Reinhardt, that's wrong. Your Reinhardt, you want nades to potentially get purples, but this Reinhardt was bubbled. Like, when you threw your nade.
I have found the enemy.
Yeah, that Reinhardt's bubbled when you throw that nade, so I'm not sure what you're doing here. When you're throwing nades, you're looking to get a couple specific pieces of value. You're looking for purples, you're looking to self-heal because your other support isn't paying attention to you, or you're looking to enable your brawlers to continue to brawl hard and let you heal them through extreme amounts of damage, or let you heal them faster so that you can get more offensive shots. That's generally sort of the basics of what you're looking for with a nade. There's some more advanced usages, but those are the basics. And your Zarya's at 90% health. That Reinhardt's in a bubble. There's just not a good reason for this nade.
Fire at will. You're powered up. Get in there.
You tried. Can we please rotate up now so that we have cover? Like, just heal your Reinhardt, but work your way up to here, please.
You're going to be okay.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
No.
You're going to be okay.
No. You do not need to heal this Reinhardt faster. This Reinhardt is perfectly fine. He has a basically full health shield here. Yes, it's taken damage, but it's not showing any cracks yet. Plenty of health left on this shield. We do not grenade our Reinhardt just because, oh, I would like to heal you. He is perfectly fine. If he was taking stupid amounts of damage, we might need to nade him to try to keep him up through that, but he is perfectly fine. We instead are going to want this nade in about 3 seconds when the opposing Reinhardt tries to push into him, when the Tracer is in on him, when people are actually trying to fight him here. Or we might want it to try and hit the Hanzo and Tracer or something like that. But this is not how we want to use our nade at all. This nade is too good to treat nade like it's another healing dart in this situation, which is basically what you're doing. Yeah. Now a nade could be a lot better. A nade would be like, yeah, I get my Reinhardt and maybe I get their Zarya. Yeah, that could be a lot better. Could have used it when you're Mercy there. Anyways, that's life. That's life. Just jump off. Yep. I think we have a yellow beamer.
You're not getting rid of me that easy.
Zen can heal outside of trance. Zen can heal flankers outside of trance. High ground? High ground?
Der Kampf ist noch nicht um. I could use some assistance.
Watching your back.
Okay.
Lights out.
Nice.
I remember this feeling.
That was always unlikely. Nice.
Schöner Treffer.
Good. Okay. You still don't need to be like this. You see you're more open on the angle than I need you to be. If you want to contribute down this sight line, wander your way over to here and contribute from here. If you wanted to contribute more on this sight line, that's fine too. You can play more here, peek occasionally from here, maybe, you know, get a little aggressive to throw a nade, back up, etc. Like, that's what we can do. But you're just sort of standing mostly in the middle again. Yes, I know you have this sort of as cover, but it's not great because they can get to the other side. You can't really use this cover because it's like, aha, I scoot. Oh, they scoot too and they still shoot at me. That's not really what we're looking for with our cover. Better nade. You got people that were, you know, in trouble. You got a big multi-heal out of it, and you got a purple. That's what we're looking for with nades. It doesn't specifically have to be answers to grabs, but that's what we're looking for with nades. We got a purple. We got a multi-heal. It got a tank that maybe will continue to want to heal. Like, this is good. Don't know why you had your angle on the opponents quite so open while you were reloading. Like, you were better off over here. You knew you had to reload. You were better off over here where only Hanzo could see you, as opposed to out here where you potentially let more people shoot at you.
وريهم قوتك.
I cannot be stopped.
You're covered. Heal up.
I'm going to call that okay. You wanted to thread that a little deeper to threaten to get the Hanzo too, but I'm going to call that okay. I think that's what you were trying for.
I'm on fire. Keep out of my way.
Yeah, I'm monetized, Pasco.
Let's get you back in the fight. Heroes never die.
Go. I'll keep you healed.
My ultimate is charging.
I'll make quick work of them.
So from what I understand, Google will occasionally throw ads up on stuff that isn't monetized too, or they have in the past,
your
but
medicine.
we are
My
monetized.
ultimate is ready. Get in there and I will boost you.
Helden sterben nicht.
See if we can get better nano. It's not that old news, but thank you, Pasco. It's like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Okay. Watch your tanks. Watch your tanks. Mercy has the junk. Okay. Okay. What? What? Why are you? You still want to be able to line of sight against this tracer. You don't need to just wander into the open. You had this. You want to be able to use this because you want to make this fight take longer. Making this fight take longer is to your... Okay, whatever.
Walk it off.
What? No, you didn't. You were missing like 10 health. Your Mercy's right here. Your McCree was just fine, and this Tracer was leaving. Like, you cannot spend this nade here. I know I said self-heal nades are okay, and self-heal nades are okay, but they're specifically for when your other support isn't paying attention to you, or when you're stuck in a duel with things like a Tracer. In no way are you stuck in a duel with a Tracer here. In fact, this nade is almost certainly needed on the front line, because 3 people came back to help you, which means your front line should be getting soft right about now. Now, it's not, because they're not pushing all that well together, but like, usually you would desperately need this nade on the front line, because of how much resource just came back to help you. You need to contribute some resource back forward. You can't do this when you're missing 10 health and your Mercy's right here. Mercy will cap you back off. It's fine. And if she doesn't, you just slam the I need healing button. Or like, please don't nade yourself in this situation. I don't care that it was a multi-heal. You could have easily just shot the McCree to heal him.
Get back in the fight. You're powered up. Get in
Fine.
there.
Fire at will.
I'm a little surprised that she didn't go for the sleep there too.
You're powered up. Get
Like,
in
you're
there.
unlikely to be bothered by Tracer. I'm definitely... Oh, no, you didn't have the sleep yet. Okay.
Fire at will.
30 seconds. I will keep you healed.
Who was that nade for? If it was for your Reinhardt, I don't want it.
Got you.
Okay.
10 seconds remaining. This will snap time.
Okay. So we'll see what the second half of the match looks like, but so far it looks like the 2 biggest things you're going to need to work on are your nade usage and your positioning. And specifically your nade usage, I want your nades to primarily accomplish one of 3 things. I want them to turn opponents purple. You know, that turn opponents purple is fine. I want them to be self-heal nades when you actually need that self-healing. You can't get it from your other support. You're in real danger from a flanker that's on you, etc. Or I want it to be It's a tank nade that helps your tanks. I'd prefer you lean it forward so it also potentially gets purples. But it's a, hey, my Reinhardt is taking a lot of damage, my Zarya is taking a lot of damage, and I'm hitting them with this so that for the next 4 seconds I get plus 50% healing on them from my shots. I'm not throwing the nade itself as the heal, that's just an added benefit. I'm throwing it for the amplified heal I get on my remaining shots. So those are the 3 primary ways I want you to use nades. There's other ways, but mostly that's what I'm looking for, and if you can do those plus some other things out of them, that's just bonus. You're not consistent enough with your nade usage on those yet, and there's hanging value. There's wasted nades, and wasted nades are a pretty big deal on Ana. And then your positioning needs to be tighter on corners. You're really way too happy to be in the middle of lanes. You're sometimes using corners, but you're too happy. You haven't eliminated just standing in the middle of the lanes from your repertoire yet, and it's something you're going to need to do if you want to climb.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
I don't know. It might be. I kind of feel like it might be. I'm not sure. Like, I do think it's mouse movement, but it could be a mouse on console, or it might be a case of we're in open queue. I'm not sure. Or it might be regular, you know? PC. Okay, there we go. Cool. Still don't like this nade. So here we are. You threw this sleep, and this sleep was kind of low probability. That said, the opposing team doesn't have any flankers to punish you with, so I'm going to be fine with it. This nade, though, your Zarya's not in any danger. Your Zarya's at health. So the Zarya's at half health. I don't like that nade. Maybe you didn't mean to get your Zarya there, because the Zarya wasn't in any danger. Maybe you meant to throw it forward, but if you were throwing it forward, were you really going to get the nade? Like, I don't think you had a clear path there, and I think you knew you didn't have a clear path to spend that nade for offensive value. So I'd have preferred you actually hold that. No sleep for it, okay. Good try.
This will help.
Not my favorite, but okay.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Moving to Halo. Join me.
Greetings.
No. I will keep you here.
Card is recover, fine.
Payload has reached objective. You're covered. Dahay Fidak.
Okay. I mean, we know that sleep wasn't going to do anything. Like, we do know that this Reinhardt is weak. We know that. So, like, trying to sleep this 60 HP Reinhardt when our Reinhardt can take care of that in one swing, this is just putting our ability on cooldown for no reason. I don't really like that. Temporal, do you think Ana should push to the left out of spawn on first point there rather than pushing up middle? Opens up angles for anti and more cover. If you have the time, yeah, it depends how much damage your team is taking. Hey, King of Hakai.
Enemy engaging.
Okay, we're going here.
My ultimate is almost ready.
You're stuck pushing cart, that's fine.
On fire. I will lead us to victory.
I'm in A.
Greetings.
This is a bit of a stomp so far. Are they going to give real resistance? Maybe a little. Okay. I'd actually like you to be backing up a little right now. You don't need to push card anymore, and I'd like you to be thinking, how do I make sure we win this fight right now? And that could be tucking in here. That could be rotating up to here. But I'd like you to be going less of this right now. You don't need to be pushing card anymore. You actually want to back up to be sure that your team wins this fight. Because these guys are getting into a situation where they have to go to cart or they lose the game. They're very quickly hitting that situation. And they also generally have to go to you or they lose team fight. So you want to make them have to make tough decisions between which to go to. For the moment, that decision's pretty easy. Go to cart because you're there.
Never die.
Yeah, there's a Reinhardt in your face. Good sleep, though. Fine.
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay. I like that you backed up now, but you don't need to push into this. Still need to push into this. And darts into a Nano Ryan really don't do much. You're really more interested, even at this moment, into healing your Ryan, even though he's not missing much. Yeah. You gonna get this Nano up or not?
You're powered
Good.
up. Get in there. Heal up.
Perfect. I'm surprised you didn't turn to look at what was going on over here, but you were stuck in a reload, so we'll live. Yeah, your Reinhardt doesn't need you to babysit him. Like, you know that there's something scary going on over here, and your Reinhardt doesn't need you to babysit him because he's at full health and nanoed. And you know that you just nanoed him and brought him up to full health and gave him a stupid amount of damage reduction. So, like, I would very much like you to check what's going on over here.
You look mean. This will be. I'm fire.
Would have totally been your fault if that Genji took you down. You spent your sleep when you needed it to protect yourself because you should have known there was a Genji there and you didn't check on the Genji. And you were actually dueling that Genji pretty well for the resources that you had. Like, you were, but you just needed the game sense that the Genji was there and you had all the information you needed to know that he was there.
Damage increased.
Don't be this close to the fight. We cleared the Genji. Can we back off a little? Okay. That attack round was a little one-sided. You definitely had a bit of a game sense issue of, hey, in general, you should be aware that that sort of thing is there. You do want to think about what cooldown am I going to protect myself with when they start to get flankers like Genjis, sometimes like Reapers. Hold something to protect yourself. I don't care if you alternate. I don't care if you always hold sleep at this level. Either of those is potentially going to work for you. My tips from the first round aren't really going to change because the second round wasn't terribly challenging. That said, even though we're about at half an hour here, I think I am going to look at maybe the first point or so of your next code because you did have a second code for me, and I feel like we can get you some more value here. So let's do that. What? Oh, did I grab the second one first instead of that one first? Okay.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries. Ready for battle.
Okay, so we're gonna let this keep going a bit, and in letting this keep going just a little bit, we're not going to do a full another review here. We are going to potentially see if there's something different to work on, because I did like that your nade usage got a little better and your positioning wasn't as bad as it started with. Those are still definitely things that would be valid things for you to focus on, and they may be my takeaway of what the best things for you to focus on are, but because they got a bit better, I want to see if there's something else worse in the first point or so of attack here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Watching your back. Get healed.
Okay. Why are you unscoping here? Why are you why did you unscope for these follow-up heals and then put yourself in a situation where you wanted to spend nade on your hog up there? These were not hard flicks while scoped.
Get healed.
Good.
Heal up.
No. No, absolutely not. This is not a thing that we need. This wasn't really a thing that we need, and this was absolutely not a thing that we need. We're looking for purples. We're looking to help tanks that are brawling that will actually get benefit out of the amp heal effect on, the 50% increased receive healing, and we're looking for potentially self heals. This is not it.
Go.
Those guys were not in real danger.
I'm on fire.
Enemy contact.
Let's keep it going.
I am
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
victory.
Objective A captured. New defense point. Objective B.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Okay.
أنا هاخد بالي منك.
Yeah, they kind of did. Fine.
Go. I give you
Prepare to fire.
Fine. It's a giant number of people getting healed. I'll live.
that is
Step rider.
You're not checking on him? You definitely check on him. You definitely check on him to see if he needs a heal because he's ulting, and that's a lot of value that you want to make sure it goes off here. Okay.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay.
I will keep you here.
Let them out.
Get me.
Slow to pivot on the shot there. Right idea.
I'm not ready to hang it up. أنا هاخد بالي منك.
Okay, here we go.
Go. I'll keep you here. Last time.
Nice sleep.
You're covered. It's quiet time. Die Vidak.
Nice.
It's quiet time.
I mean, I don't really love spending both abilities on this Moira. Like, you hit the sleep, and that's nice. I don't actually think you need the nade here, and you've done this a couple times where you've invested nades into situations where it's a purple, so I'm not, like, upset. But I really don't think you need the nade to lock in this elimination with your McCree standing right there. I think you let him do his thing.
Die Vidak. Continue back. You're powered up. Get in there.
It's early. So with that nano, you'd actually nano him he's after he's already locked a pin in, or you'd nano him once he's unwinding his pin and taking a bunch of damage, or once he is actually at a target he can swing on. Because now he's got a bunch of wasted pin time, and he's going to have his unwind pin time that he was nanoed during, and you might be like, oh, but it's preventing some damage during that, and that's true, but unless he was going to get instantly burst down, which wasn't going to happen, the nano was going to heal him 300 points. So I really would have liked to delay this nano, and you were a little early on your Hogs nano usage on the last push as well. I'd have preferred just a shot rather than a sleep there.
This will help.
Let them out.
أنا هاخد بالي منك. Feeling sleepy?
Good. A little better.
In hand. I see. We're going to.
Yeah. It's a tough call. I mean, the best thing for you to work on is going to be your nades, and I specifically want you to be more greedy with your nades, specifically more greedy in the sense of I'm looking for purples, but I also want you to be more aware of, wait, am I purpling a target that, we're outnumbering 5-1, that's already asleep and my teammates are clearly going to take care of, etc. But mostly I want, more of the I'm hitting nades specifically to get purples, preferably to get purples on multiple enemies when my tanks are sort of brawling with other tanks is going to be your best nades consistently. So I'd like you to look a lot more for that and less for some of the other things that you're doing with the nade. Less for the, well, it's a group heal of my teammates. You lean a little too hard on, it's okay for me to throw this nade because I'm healing multiple teammates. And if your multiple teammates aren't like actually in serious danger, no, I really just want you to take your shots. Your accuracy is fine. Take your shots and heal them up person by person. Now, if it's like going to be a great nade that heals multiple teammates and is helping out your tank that is brawling that you need to keep up through more, that becomes better. Though again, I'd usually prefer you air that forward to try to get the opposement's purples. I would like to see more purple tanks really out of you, less purple finishes on things that we already have basically locked in as eliminations there. Yeah, you do nade out of habit a lot. So that's what I want you to examine. I want you to use like 10 to 15% of your brain power for the next, let's say, 10 games. Maybe it'll be 15, maybe it'll be 20 games, to be thinking about your nade usage and not just automatically nade things that are asleep, but